This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Nigel Travis here at Gallagher's Gym in Bolton. Nigel, first and foremost, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, it's in the current circumstances, lockdown, just coming out of it. Yeah, doing okay.
It's good to hear, mate. Obviously, before we come on to boxing talk, how have you found the past 4 or 5 months before it eased?
Because of my job as a firefighter, hasn't changed that much. I'm going to work daily. In obviously difficult circumstances, but it's been difficult obviously for the family getting out. My daughters, 2 daughters, and my missus. But it is what it is. You've just got to adapt and change things and do things differently from now on.
Getting back into the gym now, obviously we're kind of quickly move through some of the guys who have fights announced and what have you, because I know you've got some sparring about that you've got to keep an eye on in a second. But let's start off with obviously Chantel. She's down here today. She's going to spar Natasha-Jonas. Just talk to me about that and the experiences that you see with Chantel and Tasha in the ring when they're sparring. It's
been a great spar. She's been here for a few weeks now with Natasha, and Natasha's performing very, very well. Really, best as I've ever seen her, and it makes an interesting fight for Harper. It's difficult. It'll be difficult for Natasha, but if anyone can, then she definitely can. She's obviously the golden girl, and she really can turn it on, and she's really turned it on while she's been here. The spars have been very competitive. Chantel's just coming into camp, obviously Natasha being at a peak really, but really, yeah, very, very good spars. Chantel's just waiting to be told of a date when she's looking to get out, and Eddie Earn's been on record as saying that it will be, obviously she's a matchroom fighter now, it will be for a world title the next time she fights, which is great news. Hopefully there can be crowds there to watch it, but if not, she will perform. She'll do as she's been doing throughout her time with us.
Akib Fiaz as well, he obviously fights next Friday night. How's Akib coming to feeling towards the end of his camp now?
Yeah, brilliant. He really is. He's excelled on every level. You can see the difference of him. I've known him for many, many years. I've known him since he was an amateur. I've known him a long time, and I've followed him, and I've been part of his career as such. He's boxed against my kids from Moss Side Fire Station, and he's a terrific talent, and he really has performed at the highest we could have asked him, and we're really excited that he's going to turn it on next Friday evening.
Stepping up against Kane Baker, what do you expect from that fight? How do you expect it to play out?
I think it's a great fight. I think Kane Baker's going to come to win. He's not, he won't take a backward step unless he's forced to, and we believe that Akib will force him to. But it's a great fight. It has got all the makings of a really, really interesting, contest. It's a step up, but Akib's has stepped up all the way through, and when he's been asked to, he's done it, no problems.
Carl Frampton also had his fight announced either this week or late last week. Just talk to me about his opponent, obviously an unknown man to many. Just what do you know about him?
Just know that he's very, very strong. He performs at a different way usually. He's fought everywhere from light welterweight, all the way down to featherweight. So and can punch, and he's knocked a lot of people out. But there's knocking people out who are of a certain standard, and Carl Frampton's standard is a different thing. So it's a matter of levels, I believe. And Carl's been really working great, and again it's been difficult, but he's been dragging Akib along, and Akib's been dragging him along. So it's been a match made in heaven for us. The fact that they're really pushing him on, and I believe that Akib Fiaz is better than Kane Baker, and so and how Carl's performing with Akib has been magnificent. So again, we're really looking forward to it. Just want to get the normality back and just see where we go. So God willing, we'll push on, and it'll all come back to normal, and then we'll see where we are.
Final man to touch on before we just touch on a couple of fights from the fight camp. Dave Allen obviously linking up with yourselves. Now, how's Dave been looking?
Fantastic, yeah. It's easy. Everything's fantastic. It's great, but Dave's biggest enemy will be himself. He seems to have slotted in really well. Seems to like it. He's in fantastic condition. Best I've ever seen him, but I've never seen him prior to doing it only on television. I've seen him at a distance. We've met him a few times before he came to train with us, and he's a cracking kid. Yeah, and he will fit it right in personality-wise with our gym, and so it will be a positive addition to us.
Very quickly, a couple of fights I need to break down from fight camp. Start off this weekend, Eggington-Cheeseman. How do you expect it to go, Nigel? Everyone just expects a war.
Yeah, I think it can't fail to deliver. You know, I've seen two of the shows up to now, you know, on BT Sport, and you know they've not been the best. Let's have it right. The standard, you know, has not been fantastic. You know, George Joyce's, you know, was okay, and then the previous week the main car Foster, I think, pulled out a poor show at first. But listen, it's treading water. They're all learning. I think Sam Eggington, you know, I think he's had a lot of miles on the clock, but I think Cheeseman has also had some real tough walls. People are saying about the age. I think the age will play a part in it, but Sam's a beast, and I've seen him spar here, Liam Smith. And it looks a great fight, and one that I don't think can fail to deliver.
And finally, obviously, we mentioned earlier Natasha versus Terry Harper. Once again, just break it down for me. How do you expect it to go, Nigel?
I think they're both very, very intelligent. You know, coaches who are going to have their set a game plan out, and hopefully their kids can stick to it. But it could also just come down to having a right tear up. Terry Harper's impressed up to now with who she's been with. But again, I think it's about levels, and Natasha, you know, has boxed through the Olympics and done, when she was the golden girl, she, you know, Miss GB, and she can do it. I think obviously Terry, rightly so, is the favourite, and listen, I hope it'll deliver, and I don't think it can fail to deliver. I think it'll be a cracking fight when it happens.
Nigel, as always, appreciate your time. We'll let you get back down there. Thanks for speaking to Boxing Social.